Lots happening in Midwest City. Here to tell us about it, Billy Harless. He's Midwest City's Community Development Department Director. Sir, it's very nice to meet you, and thanks for stopping in the Oklahoman's video studio here this morning.
Well, thanks for having me.
Well, a lot going on in Midwest City, and here today we're talking about the original mile. Educate us a little bit about what is the original mile? What's the concept? It dates back several years.
Yes, it does. The original mile was created at the time of the development of Tinker Air Force Base back in World War II. Typical 1940s type housing, and it is bound. It's a mile bound by I-40 on the south, Southeast 15th to the north, Air Depot to the west, and to the east Midwest Boulevard. So it makes up a mile.
Tell us a little bit more about that. You said it was typical for that time. What made it typical for that time? What was its intended purpose?
Well, in this case, it was to serve Tinker Air Force Base with the houses being smaller because of the wartime and shortage of materials. So the houses range from anywhere from 1,000 square feet, 800 square feet, and as you move farther north in the mile, they start getting a little larger and a little bit more different materials such as bricks and things like that. So on the things that make it typical for that era was that it's densely populated, the housing is dense, and so it's a walkable type community, and we want to build upon that.
So tell me about the area now. What exists there now? Are the houses still there? Is it an area that's been redeveloped or is it time to redevelop that area?
You know, we're kind of entering another phase of the redevelopment, more into the housing. The city as in the last few years, has recognized housing as an infrastructure, a lot like water and sewer and roads and those type of things. And we have in the past made a lot of investment in this area. Town Center Plaza, the city, it's about approximately 90 acres. Went in and partnered with a developer and developed that. That's the south part of the original square mile. So moving into the housing stock is just another phase. We've done some things like some branding ideas with monuments and working in the medians and landscaping and some other things that involved in moving forward with this.
So a new advisory committee has been established, I understand. What will their role be?
It has. This is to move on to the next phase. We're looking at many options that the advisory committee is looking at, and they've met once, and we meet tonight at 6. But it's very exciting because the leadership in Middle City has given us a budget to work with, and so they're very excited that they have some money to move forward. We're looking at doing a kind of an urban park immediately north of town center. What size will that be? What will be involved in there will depend on what the committee comes up with. Another thing is we have some vacant lots, and how do we move forward to get people to invest into the area with the housing? And so, you know, do we package up some of the vacant lots and send those out to developers and get ideas on how they would develop those houses, sell those houses, how will they be financed? The committee will be working with those ideas.
Interesting. Sounds like some place-making ideas as well. If there's parks, town square type places where people can gather and be a community.
Absolutely. This was back in the 40s. This was titled and won some awards for being America's Model City. We would like to build on those quality bones that we have in the area and go back and revisit some of those, and some of the walkability issues that are popular today. We're establishing those, want to build on those. You know, the perimeter of this area with the traffic generators that we have, it makes for a great place to invest for commercial or retail.
Well, let's talk about that. Back up just a second. What projects have been completed and what are next? We mentioned a little bit of what the committee is looking at tonight, but what is next? New park, housing facelifts, things like that.
Sure. We're always looking to increase on town center. It's the front door to Midwest City. Obviously, they're across from Tinker Air Force Base. It's a high visibility area. We want to take those ideas and go around the perimeter of the original square mile and do more retail or commercial development. And we have a lot of pretty neat ideas on how to maybe team up with people and get people to invest in that area. We did a revitalization study with a consulting firm and staff, and we asked the consultant to bring all the ideas that they have and put it into the study, and then we would pick and choose from those ideas on what we want to do and what makes most sense at the time, depending on what's going on with the economy and everything. And so we're taking that revitalization study with the committee and going over some of those ideas and looking at how do we get people to reinvest in this area.
Interesting. We're talking with Billy Harless. He's Midwest City's Community Development Department Director. One final question. I'm always curious when I interview people and talk with people here in the Oklahoma's video studio. How'd you get this job? What is this job? Tell me about you and what your day-to-day looks like.
Well, how did I get this job? I have some big shoes to fill. Guy Henson's the city manager now, and he used to be the community development director. And when I started off, coming out of graduate school, I went to OU for planning master's degree. And the place I was working had a lot of turmoil and change, and Midwest City has always had good leadership. And I wanted to come and work for Guy Henson and learn how to be a director. And when he stepped up to be a city manager, I got to be involved in that. My day really consists a lot of putting out fires. Usually when I talk with people, it's a lot about storm drainage or what's going on with this building permit, or why can't I develop here, or why do I have to put a fence here or not put a fence there. So just a lot of things like that. We have a very talented staff, and we work on projects like this and other projects in the city, so it's pretty exciting stuff.
Cool stuff. More information, of course, can be found online. Midwest City's website is midwestcityok.org. Billy, I enjoyed the conversation. Best of luck moving forward. Best of luck with the meeting tonight.
Thanks again for having me, and look forward to moving forward with this.
More coverage, of course, from Midwest City can be found from the Oklahoman's Josh Wallace in the Oklahoman and online at newsok.com.